Vikram sir, good afternoon, Vikram sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Vikram sir.
Good
afternoon,
afternoon,
participants. Good afternoon, participants. We are entering into the fourth day of the training on machine learning. So, because of some other condition, our respect Vikram sir cannot able to join. So, everything I was communicated in the our WhatsApp group also. I hope that previously I was asked to the people to install that required software for Python like Anagunda, and as well as Google Colab. I hope that everyone has been installed. So, today we are going to have the training on Python, basic Python. Once you are familiar with the Python, then we're going to go for machine learning. I think it will be okay for you. So anything, sir? Vikram sir.
yes, sir. That's fine.
Vikram sir.
You want
Okay,
me
sir.
to
Then
continue?
you can take the session, sir. I'll be handing over the session. Continue, sir. You continue, sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Muthu, sir. Thank you, sir. Greetings to all. Welcome to hands-on machine learning training on introduction to Python. Based on the previous suggestions of Muthu sir and participants, once again I'm making you guys to practice with the Python from initially. We just have a look once. I hope these slides and today's recording video will help you to learn something on Python for the beginner level. I always welcome you all. Wherever you feel difficulty, you please raise your hand, or you can straight away talk to me, or you leave message in the chat box. I can reply to you. See, 1 year, 1 hour we are here means we need to learn something. Without learning something, spending time is waste. That's our intention. That's the intention of NSIC and Harmonizer and me, everybody. So please, I'm welcoming you all participants. You be open, you be free, and you communicate everything, every simple query or simple suggestion as well in the chat box, or you can send to message to Muthu sir, or you can leave here. You can talk to me as well. Thank you. Today, the content that which I would like to deliver in this session is just introduction to the programming, and introduction to the Python, installation and the basic programming, and some hands-on experience. Previous classes as well, I recommended you to install some software that may be Anaconda, or already you may get used with some other software also. It's not an issue. I'm not recommending you to go for Anaconda itself. You can go any platform. You can go online platform as well, but make sure that you understanding the concepts very clearly, where you can able to do yourself. That's the objective. So introduction to the programming. Programming is not a new thing. It's coming from long back ago. But we have daily, day to day, we have different versions of programming languages from COBOL, B, C, C++, Perl, etc. So now we are in the era of the Python programming language. That's why in each and every industry, irrespective of discipline, irrespective of domain, everywhere the Python has an applications. So most of the employees or most of the students who are already working or need to get a job need to learn the Python. As this session is the machine learning, we would like to try in the machine learning algorithms in the Python. That's why we need to have some fundamental knowledge, basic knowledge on the Python programming language. That's why we have discussing here the Python programming language. Well, programming is a process of creating a set of instructions that tell a computer how to perform a task. This is very, very important. As I discussed in previous sessions as well, programming means it has some set of instructions. Instructions may have commands. So it tells the computer what to perform, how to perform. That is a programming language. So programming can be done using a variety of computer programming languages like Java, C, etc., etc. But now we're concentrating on the Python. So in simple, what we're doing, we're giving the instructions to the computer. We are giving the instructions to computer. So as we are knowing the English language, you can instruct me or I can instruct you in English language. But computer knows only 0 or 1s. 0 or 1 means on condition or off condition. on or off. On represents 1, off represents 0. So any data that may be a audio data, video data, text data, image data, that may be alphabets, symbols, anything, the computer can only understand in the form of zeros and one. So every image, every audio, everything will be in which language means binary language. Bi means two. Two means we have only two things, one or zero. So human beings can know English. That's why we are using the alphabets here. Mission knows one and zero. So who will transforming 0 and 1 to the English and English to the 0 1 means we have a programming language here. Programming language is the gap. That's why we will write the instructions in the programming language with the help of English language. That programming converters, the converters called as... Hello, I'm audible to you, right? Anyone of you please respond. I'm audible to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, audible.
Screen is visible to you, right? Screen as well visible to you, right?
Yes, sir. Screen also visible and audio also clear. No issue. Can continue, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, as a human being know English and machine know 1 and 0, what is the interface gap between this English and binary language means programming language. That's why we all need to learn the programming language. So the programming language will also be in the form of English. So who is converting that programming languages to 1 and 0 means we have a converters. The converters may be like compilers or interpreters. So now with the help of a compiler and interpreter, binary language will be converted into the English language, that is the high level language, that is the Python language. And from Python to binary language converted with the help of an compiler or interpreters. This is the programming part. So why we need to learn means to communicate each other. Human being as well communicate with the English. Animals with the help of sounds, with the help of actions like gestures, postures, sound. I may call hi with the help of voice, and I may say waving my hand, gestures, and voice, music. This is a communication, sharing. Why we need to share the information? Need to share the information. If I feel thirsty means I need to ask my mom or my friend or any other colleague, I'm feeling thirsty. Can I have water? Can you please pass me a water, please, where I can drink water. We need to share the information for survival purpose as well. That's why for sharing, that's called a communication. So this is how similarly now we are not only the communication is between human to human, people to people, but the communication is between the human to mission and mission to human. That's why we need to learn the programming language. This is the basic introduction to the programming language. So the way how I ask my mom or my wife, I'm feeling hungry, can you serve a food? I'm feeling thirsty, can you serve a water? I'm feeling a little bit tired, can you serve me a hot coffee or hot tea? How I'm sharing my feelings to the other human being as she know English or Telugu or Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, Oriya. In the same language, I am now communicating with a mission. So if you want to communicate with the mission, you need to learn a programming language. That's we are learning the Python. Then who will convert that language to binary means? Interpreters, compilers. This is the basic thing happening in the programming part. The communication between computer and computer to human. That's why we need to go for the programming language. So now which programming language we are learning? As we need to go for the machine learning, we are learning a Python programming language. So Python as well a programming language. Why we use a Python programming language means for communication purpose. Communication between whom? Between human to human or machine to human? Between machine to human or human to machine or machine to machine. These three communication can be done with the help of whom? Python. That is a programming language. And as I said, it should be converted into the zeros and one. Who will convert? We have some converters. One of the converter is compiler. The other converter is interpreter. So Python is a interpreted language. It's very, very important. Python is an interpreted language. What is different between compiler and interpreter means interpreter will convert whole instruction, whole line at one time. Whole line will be converted at one time. Whereas compiler will convert whole program at one time. This is a major difference between the compiler and interpreter. Interpreter will convert one line at one time, whereas program will convert whole program at one time. So if this is a program means we have many instructions inside a program. This is a program one. Software consists of many programs. Program one, program two, like that. Each and every program consists of many instructions. So instruction one may be in first line, instruction two may be in second line, instruction three may be like that. So on we have different instructions. So interpreter will convert single line, this line at a time. Whereas compiler will convert this whole thing will be converted at one time means compiler, whole program at a time. Whereas single line means it's a interpreter. So Python is a interpreted language. And Python is very easy language. Before as well we have C, C++, Java, right? So compared to C, C++, Java, sorry. Pagat, నేను క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నా మళ్ళీ చేస్తా గమ్మున కాల్ చేయొద్దు. పగత్ నేను క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాను మళ్ళీ చేస్తాను. My screen is visible to you, right? Converts the liner program to binary numbers. Yes. Who will convert the liner program to binary numbers means interpreter will convert whole line. Line will be, single line will be converted with the help of interpreter, whereas whole program will be converted to binary numbers with the help of compiler. That is the two things. Okay, that time when we going for the programming as well, I will say the instructions. So the green line represents whole program. That's it, but done by compiler. This color represents, vanilla color represents interpreter, single line at a time. Converting from whom to whom means programming language to binary language. Binary language means zeros and ones. This will be in the form of English. That's how we are converting. And the Python is very easy programming language. Why we call it very easy programming language means human end. Human end means we are the human end. We are the programmers. We do very less program. Human beings will do very less program. Where in a Python, Remaining program done by whom? Already whole program will be in the form of modules. Most of the program will be in the form of modules. This is at the time of developer end. Developer means the time whenever you download a Python software, with that itself, most of the modules can be downloaded. Libraries. So if you want to use a particular library, particular purpose means you just install that one. You just include that library. I will show you how to include the new libraries, etc. in coming sessions, because we need to include a lot of libraries like pandas, keras, etc. etc. At the time I will show you. Pandas is one module, keras is one module, PyChart is one module. Like that we have many modules. So most of the programming part in a Python will be in the form of modules. That is the reason programming is very easy. But what is the difficulty here means? Remembering the modules, remembering the methods. At a correct time, we need to use the correct module and the correct method. That is the difficult task. Remembering is only the problem. But whereas using and learning, everything is very easy. Compared to any other language, the Python is very easy language. Because why? As I said, most of the programming will be done at developer side. User will do very minimal thing. So most of the thing will be how means with the help of modules. And Python has modules in almost all the areas, and we can build maximum applications with the help of this Python programming language. That is the very important. So this is the basic introduction to the Python. I want to say that you no need to worry about that. If you're new to the Python programmer as well, you just install the any IDE, or you use the Google Colab. You practice this one, you understand. Just analyzing, understanding is very important. So as we are going for the machine learning, we need to learn the Python towards machine learning. If you want to develop any electrical circuit means Python with electrical circuit. If you want to develop any automobile thing means, or if you want to develop any structural things, bridges, constructions, etc. means buildings, pumps, etc. means for that as well we have libraries. So for any domain, for any application, we have the libraries. But we are moving towards the machine learning. That's why we need to learn the programming towards machine learning. Even with the help of your Python also, you can develop websites like Facebook, Twitter, etc. You can able to develop with the help of Python also. So we need to know the purpose. So Python is not a simple one and small one, it's a vast. So I'm directing you towards the Python towards machine learning. That's the thing. So as I said previously, you can install the Python as I shown before, or you can install the Anaconda IDE. IDE means we call as IDE, integrated development environment. Okay, the full form of IDE stands for integrated development environment. Why we need to go for IDE means, let me say, I hope you all know the app called Redbus. In Redbus app, what we have? We have two things. You will enter the start point and you will find the end point. Then you will see the buses here. Bus 1, so on, bus N. So whatever you seeing on the screen is called a front end. This is called as front end. And see, you have typed the source, right? Let's say Chennai. End end maybe Bombay. So in backside I may have some database or information. So based upon these two things, it's searching here. This may be here or here or here or here. It is searching. Searching, and from here to it's going back again here. From here it's going back again here. This is in. Again, this is the out. This is called as whom? Backend. Again, this is called storage. See, I want to say more. I said three things: front end, back end, and storage. So front end, I require a language called HTML. In back end, I may require some server like XAMPP server or like WAMP server. On database, I may require MySQL or SQL or MongoDB or Hadoop. So these three kinds of language I require to build the Redbus app. In the front end, I make HTML or JavaScript. See, in front end, I require, what I want to make you clear is, I'm defining what is an IDE. IDE consists of front end, back end, storage. In front end, it consists of HTML programming. It consists Java, back end WAMP, XAMPP, and storage. This many languages is there. That's why we call as IDE. So IDE is integrated with many other languages. So with the help of an IDE, we can build whole application. But with the help of HTML, we can build only front end. Again, you need to install one more software for backend. Again, you need to install one more software for database. 3 softwares is required. Instead of going for 3 software, you just use one software, that is called the IDE. Most of the industries, 100% industries will use IDEs to develop a website or to develop any application, to develop Android app, iOS app, anything we will use the Androids. As I am working for the industries, we will use the IDEs. To develop the website, in Java, I go for NetBeans IDE. For Microsoft, I will go for the Visual Studio IDE. For Android apps, I will go for Android Studio IDE. Android Studio. For Python, I go for the Spider IDE, that is Anaconda. So this many IDEs I have, we will use particular purpose. NetBeans to develop a website, Java, Visual Studio, Microsoft apps, Android Studio, Android application development, Spider IDE, Python, machine learning or deep learning, any other things in industry. So this is the IDE. So if you go for Python alone means, you need to install separately again what? Database. You need to install separately again what? Server. That's why if you go for Anaconda means, it is an infrastructure consists of all the things. That's why I'm recommending you for Anaconda. If not, you go for Google Colab also, no issues. So in Anaconda, which one I'm using? Spider IDE. You can use the Jupyter IDE also. Jupyter also like a Colab. Google collaborations, like Colab. You can use the Jupyter as well. This is the Google Colab. And we have many IDs, not one IDE, not a Python or Anaconda or Spider or Jupyter. We have PyCharm, JCharm, Jthon. Plenty of IDs is there, not 1, 2, 3, 4. Hundreds of IDs is there. You can use any IDs, whichever you get familiar. As we can develop in the most of the industries applications, we're going for the Spider IDEs. So this is the installation part of you. Now I want answers from you that how many have you installed it out? Yes, MATLAB as well can be used. Yes, nowadays the MATLAB as well can be developing with the help of Python. You can use MATLAB is a visualization tool. You can use it out. Most of the researchers, most of the things can be done with the help of MATLAB. Those who have the MathWorks ID, you can use the MATLAB. So I'm getting only 2 or 3 answers that you have installed the software. I don't know about the remaining things, but I recommending please install it out once you enroll this program, you need to learn something. Unless you do the practical things, you will not get it out. While I'm saying you may feel easy, or without practicing it, not it. What I'm thinking is, previously I didn't given you the right PPT. I'm explaining, but I didn't given you the right PPT. That may not take you to some direction. That's why today I'm giving you the PPT. If you put my recording session and PPT side by side, then you can practice. Means each and instruction, whatever I'm giving in the PPT will be executed for you, and you learn something. So I want you today, you practice yourself, and tomorrow please let me know the feedback and how you feeling. I will learn something, yes or no. So MATLAB can be used for machine learning. See, there's the integrated thing. We can integrate it out. We can use it out. See, nowadays we call that as a plugins. We call that as plugin. PLUG plugin. Plugins means we may call as add-ons as well. We will add the required modules. If you add some required modules in the MATLAB, means you can do it out. See, as I said previously class, I introduced ThinkSpeak. I don't know. Generally, this is the IoT cloud. The ThinkSpeak platform will work based upon the MATLAB, based upon the MATLAB. So the data, whatever storing in the ThinkSpeak cloud, this is a cloud. The data, whatever storing in the cloud, we doing with the help of MATLAB by using the ML and DL programming languages. So for sure, you can use the MATLAB for machine learning or the deep learning for AI applications. You can use it out. There's no doubt. Can MATLAB and Python can be used together? Yes, you can use. That's what I said. For the MATLAB, the plugin will be Python. Like that, we will use it out for the modules. Yes, you can use the machine learning. You can use the MATLAB for the machine learning. Thank you. So today we again we see the basic programming like data, arithmetic operations, logical assignment, conditional branching, looping, data structures. These are the things we are seeing. Can you say why we going for here programming language? Because the human is interacting with the machine is interacting with the human. That's why we're going for the programming language. So by seeing this slide, almost everybody know that this is which type of data? Text data. In which language? English language. Like this, how the machine can understand? This is English language. This is text data. Who will say to the machine? Anyone of you can respond? My question is, by seeing this slide, everybody know that some English letters is there, some sentence was framed. This can be text data. By seeing immediately, we can say this. But how we can train the machine? This is text data. ASCII codes, right? Binary numbers, right? ASCII code means we have the alphabets from 1 to 26. Machine learning can understand binary numbers 1 and 0. So for A should represent 1 and 0. So 1 can be represented in the binary form, like code 8421 means 1 means 0001, 2 means 0010, 3 means 0011. 1 represents true. So 1 means this is 1. 4 means 0. This is 4. 1. This is the binary codes. I'm converting the 100. So how you can convert A? How you can convert X? So again, this alphabets, how you can convert comma? How you can convert slash? How you can convert semicolon? That's why we have ASCII codes. So A again converted into decimal number 35. So 3 can be binary number here. 5 can be converted. So like this, the basic thing is everything will be converted to the decimal numbers. From decimal numbers to be converting into the ASCII numbers. So ASCII for each letter, 100% right. Mr. Guru Prasad. Binary numbers. Address or identifier of a letter or number in the binary numbers. So this is how we can able to convert all the things. So this concept is required. Before that concept, we have a concept called data types. We have a concept called data types. So how a machine can recognize this is what type of data means based upon the data types. In C, C++, Java, any language we have these things, data types. We call as int, char, float, etc. This will represent what means what type of data and how much size you can store. What type of data you want to train the computer and how much size of data it is. So it's very clear, right? If you are giving image, image data, audio, audio data. So type and size 2 MB or 5 MB, 7 MB. So this is the data types. We have this many of data types. And we call as variables, names, identifiers. So what is the name of yours? Means Dell, model, and model again code. Constants means fixed numbers. Example, for example, we have a value 3. I want to use 3 plus 4. Again, I want to use 3 by 4. I want to use 3 into 4. So you don't need to use 3, 4. I am giving a name to it. A equal to 3, B equal to 4. And I am declaring some C. So A plus B. Then A minus B. Like this, the variables and concepts, examples. Okay. I hope this all things already I went. Today I want to go a little bit deeper, but please practice this in the in home. So how machine will identify data types means with the help of int, char, float, keywords. With the help of a keywords. What are the keywords? Int, char, float. So as we said, arithmetic operations. I want you all to practice A plus B, A minus B. Can anybody say what is the answer of this? Print 9 modulus 2. What is the answer of that one? What is the answer of this? You can type and say 4.5. One answer, any other answer? .5. It is the reminder 1. Good. Any other answer? 9 mod 2 is 1. It's a reminder. Ramesh ji, Ravinder ji. Any other answers? Ramya ji, where is Ramya madam? So in the previous class, I said that if you do things 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8, 1. So what will be the answer? 1. So coefficient, reminder. So this is how, unless you practice, you won't get it out. And relational operators, as I said previously, greater, lesser, equal to, these are relational operators. And you can do more thing as well. Greater than and equal to, like this. Let me say with programming. Simple, I'm saying arithmetic operations means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Relational operators means greater than relation between you and me, between the two numbers, taller than, shorter than, like that. 6 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old, greater than, her, less than, equal to, the relational operators. Logical means and, or, not. So in Python as well, this will work based upon what means? Based upon the true or false. Logical operators. This will work based upon true or false, and or not. See, a processor will work based upon this one we call gates. What are the universal gates? What are the universal gates? With the computer, or we have the processor, right? Laptop or computer or any machine, we have some processor. Or, yeah, NAND and NOR, yes. So universal gates are NA and NAND and NOR. Why we call these two as universal gates? From these two gates, we can derive any other gate. That's why we call these two as universal gates. With the help of NAND and NOR gates, we can able to derive any other gates, that may be NOT gate, etc., etc. So the processor is made up of what means? Flip-flop. Flip-flop is made up of what means? Universal gates. Universal gates means NAND and NOR gates. This will represent the 0 and 1s. That's why the machine will perform in the form of zeros and ones, right? That way we need to use NAND and NOR. This is the processor. That's why processor is made up of flip-flop. Flip-flop consists of universal gates. So this universal gates will send zeros or ones. So these are all some of the universal gates. So AND gate. What is AND gate? Both true means true. OR gate, any one of the true means true. NOT gate, if true means false. False means true. So those are the gates. You can see here X and Y, X or Y, not X. This is the way we will use in the programming part. This is called as the logical operations. Next, we're going for the conditional or branching statements. Now I want to go to one movie, Salman Khan movie. 5 persons is there. Two persons will say yes. 3 persons will say no. But finally, all will go to one movie. This is a real-time example. They will say that, hey, this is good, yaar. Fights is good. Action is good. They will take all constraints. So this is the real-time situation. This is the conditionals. So we are going with the help of the conditions, and we have different branches. True condition means we have one movie. False condition means we have other movie. Later we have branches. To do that kind of branching conditions, we require some keywords. That keyword is called as if else, elif. These are the things I'm introducing you. Today I'm introducing you data types arithmetic operations, relational operations, logical operations, and conditional branching operations. Now this is the programming part. Now you need to say what this represents. What this represents. Yeah, variables are what? Yeah, variables and values. That's why we in the first time we set up name of the variables and values. So what is this? What this represents? What if and if else represents? This is the variables. This is the values. This yellow color represents conditional or branching. So can you say what is the conditions here? I am checking if you get 35 marks in all subjects, then only you will be passed. Otherwise, you will fail. Otherwise, is a else. If is a if. If a is greater than 0, again what this represents? Greater than represents what? Relational operators. Relations. A is greater than 0. What is A here? A is greater than 0 means meaning what? 10 is greater than 0 because the A value here is 10. And again you have here AND operator. AND is what? Logical operator. And remaining all are text. And this print means you want to display on the screen, you should use the print function, print within the thing. If you want to display as it is means, you need to use the double quotations, and compulsory the print will be followed by 2 brackets. Inside the 2 brackets, you need to use double quotations to print the text as it is. And we also call this all are what means? Keywords. Keywords means it has already meaning in the programming language. You should not use the keywords as the variable names. You should not use any keywords as the variable names. It has other meaning. Print has other meaning. What is other meaning? It should display on the screen. If has other meaning, you should check the condition. Else has other meaning. You should check else. So with this programming, I demonstrated all the things. What is a variable? What is a value? What is a conditional? What is a relational? What is a logical? So you try to understand this whole programming now. And any one of you say what will be the output and where you feeling difficult, you just say. Let me explain once. You listen carefully. Then you understand. If you see here, A, B, C is the variables. I assign the values to it. 10, 10, minus 10. And I'm checking whether the value 10 is greater than 0. 10 is greater than 0. True or false? It's a true. And I'm checking other condition. B is greater than 0. B is also 10. Again, it is true. True means what? It should display the numbers are greater than 0. Yes. As it is true, the output will be what? The numbers are greater than 0 because the 10 numbers are greater than 0. This is about this condition. And if you go for second condition, A is greater than 0 is true because 10 is greater than 0, and B is greater than 0 means 10 is greater than 0 true, and C is minus 10. Is it true or false? Minus 10 is greater than 0. Is it true or false?
False.
100% is a false. So what is the AND gate? If all of the true means it should print the numbers are greater than 0, but one condition was false. So output will be what? At least one number is not greater than 0. This is how the programming will get. Simply we are training with the help of data types, variables, etc. So output will be like the numbers are greater than 0 and at least one number is not greater than 0. This is the analyzing the programming and writing the programming with the help of these all conditions. Or what is that? What about colon after else? Yeah, colon after else means we call syntax and semantics. Syntax and semantics. What is syntax and semantics means? 2 minutes, sir. Hello. See, in English we call as water. In Tamil we call as tanni. In Hindi we call as pani. In Telugu we may call as neelu. But the meaning is same. But the languages are different. There is a syntax. In English we need to use water. In Telugu we need to use neelu. In Hindi we need to use pani. That is a syntax. Each and every keyword has some syntax. We need to use like that only. We should call pani. If you call pine means it's different. Pane means it's different. We need to call pani only. And semantics it should have some meaning. Syntax means it's a rule. We should use like that only. Semantics it should have a meaning. So here the colon is a syntax. It says that after that you need to read. So whenever you use a else, you should use the colon. That is the syntax and semantic over there. There's a Muzar. Mr. Muzar, sir. Next, what about colon? Okay, conditions, false. That's why the output will be other one. So this is the syntax and semantic. We should use like that. Here as well, colon, you should not use colon here. If you use colon here means it will be wrong. But you should use colon here, where in the if condition, because you say that after following the if, from here to here the condition is there. That's why you check here. In the if as well the colon will be there. If you don't put the colon means you will get the error. Now also you can type the same thing and you can check it out. Actually my intention is you need to work parallelly with me. You need to type it out, you need to check it out. That's why we name it this as a what we call hands-on. Hands-on means you need to work it out. That's the meaning of that. Okay, slowly practice it out. Daily we will go in deeper, learn it out. Now I want the output for this one. The same program, little bit difference is there. You first say what is the difference here? You just try to analyze it out. Everybody can see the screen, right? Anyone of you respond? You can, yes, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please can you say what is an output? You just see first here A is there. What is the value of A?
A is not defined.
Why? If it is not required means then you will get error. 10 greater than 0, minus 10 greater than 0, and B value is minus 10 greater than 0, C value 0 greater than 0. So it's 10 greater than 0, true or false? True. False. But here, what is the major difference means? OR gate. OR gate means?
Anyone.
Yeah, anyone should be what?
True. Anyone should be true.
Yeah, if anyone is true means answer will be true. So here 10 greater than 0 means true. So either of the number is greater than 0. This is the output here. Then it will not go for the else part. It will not execute. Then it will go for next if. Is B greater than 0? No. So no number is greater than 0. So like this, we need to analyze the program, each and everything. We need to trace it out. What are all the conditional statements here? Yes, output is either of number is greater than 0. So what will be the, what's that? If else, if else. What are the conditional operations here? What is the conditional operators? Logical operations. Here the logical operation is OR. The conditional operators are if else. And I forgot to say that equal to is called as assignment operator. Assignment operator. We will use this equal to for what means? To assign a value. A equal 10 means I am assigning a value 10 to which variable A. So equal to is a assignment operator. 2 equal to represents equal to. This is called as equal to. So you should not forget. So equal to is called assignment operator. Can you say output of this? See, this is called which operator? This is called which operator? This is what and this is what? Yes, R is a Boolean. Equal to is a assignment. Equal to 10 is assigned to A. Yes. The meaning of this is 10 is assigned to A. So equal to is what? Assignment operator. This is called as equal to operator. This is a comparative. I'm comparing whether A mod 3. What is the A value here? 10. 10 mod 3 means what is the value here? 3. 10. 3 3 is a 9. 1. So is 1 equal to 0? True or false? False. This one I have done here. This one. A mod 5. 5. 10. By 2 is 10. 0. So it is true. True or false? 0 equal to 0. It's a false. False or true?
True, it's true.
So this is true. This is false. So answer will be what? 10 is this one or this one? Any one of the true. And you need to remember here, you need to check here. I introduced a new one here. Not. We have done with and. We have done with or. We have done with not. If not means opposite to this one. So answer will be 10 is divisible by either 3 or 5. Not, it's true. This is R, O or R. This is and, A and and. Both should be true. Any one of the true. Not means opposite. True means false. False means true. So these are all the things whatever we have discussed. Now, as I said before, we have what? If else, elif. We require example for elif. Elif means what? We need to check with more than one condition. If this condition is false, need to check other condition. This is condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, then else. If you want to check second condition means at that time we need to go for, this is only two-way communication. Two-way, only two branches is there. If this is true means this one. This is false means else part. Only two parts is there. So if is true part, else is false part. But in real life, I may have many conditions. That's why if true part is become false means, then we need to go for elif. Again it become false means, then again we go for elif. Then it become true means, then we go for the false part, else. This is how here. This is true part, false, false, true, true. Like this, the elif will be used. What is the program here? I want to find greatest among 3 number. So first I'm checking. I'm first checking A with other 2. Then I'm checking B with other 2. Then I'm checking C with other 2. Then I can find which is the largest. This is the sum of operations. I hope time is up. Remaining can be seen tomorrow. I hope I have given more inputs and thinking like that. I don't know. Is it right or wrong? Once again, I'm just summarizing what we have discussed. And check here. Those who do done, please complete it out. Given the introduction, data, what is that? Installation. Those who not install, you can install. If you practice in the collab, you please get very clarified with the all the things regarding the arithmetic operations, logical, assignment, conditional and branching. In tomorrow class, we will try to say looping and data structures. Once I complete looping and data structures, tomorrow we go for with these two things. Next day onwards, I'm going for the pandas and actual machine learning concepts in the Python. But tomorrow we need to go these two things, looping and the data structures. So I recommend everybody to install or to practice these all things, arithmetic, logical, assignment and conditional operations. I will share this PPT as well today, and the recording section as well will be shared to you so you can able to practice it out. So up to now you have any queries, clarifications, questions, you can ask me now. Request if you could explain looping very shortly to all participants. Now, if you want me to explain now, okay, thank you. I will explain looping. For sure, I will explain. No, you should not use ELSIF. ELSIF is a keyword of C language, but ELIF is the keyword of Python. You should use only ELIF, ELIF, because ELIF is the syntax in the Python. In the C, we have ELSIF. Yeah, in the C, we have if-else ladder, right? Similarly, here we have ELIF. Yes, ELIF. Yes, in the C we have if else.
Sir, can you guide us the set of syntax and semantics that we use in Python?
Uh, if you go for language, I mean, let me say one of the thing. See here, I shown you one example, right? A equal to 11
Yeah.
and B. Let me share the screen so that you will get the idea. Syntax means rules. You can see the screen, right? If you come to this example, for example, what is the syntax for the variable means? Syntax for the variable means
A,
you
B,
should write,
variables.
variable name
Huh.
equal to and value.
Hmm.
This is the syntax. So for this syntax, the example is A is a variable name and equal to value is 10.
Hmm.
And other example is B equal to 10. Another example is C equal to minus 10.
Okay.
And if you go for syntax for if, we're going syntax for if means if condition and then statement.
Okay.
So in my example, this is a what? Condition. And this is statement. Again the same. And if you ask me syntax for if else, syntax for if else means what would be this? If
Condition, statement,
condition,
statement,
statement,
else statement.
else colon statement.
Yeah.
See here, indent is very, very important. The spaces should be like this only. If you type print here means you will get error. You should not type. Indent is very, very important. This is the syntax. So if condition, true statement, else, false statement. This is if else.
Okay.
If you go for syntax for elif means what will be here? I mean elif syntax. First if, condition, then we go for statement, then we go for elif keyword,
Condition,
then again condition, statement, then finally we go for else, false statement.
Yeah.
If you require more conditions, also you should use elif.
Huh.
This is the syntax for variable and if you have list. And these are the operators, and the operator you should use in between. This is condition 1 and condition 2, combining two things. So and is a keyword here as well. Condition 1 and is a keyword and condition 2. So this all will come with practice. So this is a syntax for elif. This is an example for the elif. Okay. Any other questions? I hope is it clarified to you. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir, clear. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Scanf is a input statement for data in C to take in data. Whereas in Python we have input. I will discuss it later, next sessions. Input. We have a keyword called input. We will replace the scanf input. We have input. We will discuss that one. Yes, input in Python and MATLAB is same. See, MATLAB previously we are using Java when I'm pursuing my starting of PhD. We have Python now. Most of the MATLAB are using the Python. So most of the code we are using the MATLAB will be a Python. So LFASL is there in the Python. Input also is there. Sorry, in MATLAB. Input also is there in the MATLAB. Most of things are almost same. Sorry. I don't know. I hope today 7 to 8 members were absent. See, once again, I'm saying we need to learn something after coming here. So feel free to ask any questions or any queries. Or you can say to Muthu sir as well. Once again, we will improvise ourselves and we will deliver it out. If you don't understand these basic things means, next I'm going for pandas and we have many other modules. We have many other methods in the algorithms. We should learn all the things. Yes, if you are using the newer version of MATLAB means almost the Python will be same. As per my experience and my knowledge, the ThinkSpeak it's using 4 point something, some version is there in the MATLAB. Gurprasad. In ThinkSpeak platform, we are using that that version of MATLAB. That is there Python. Tomorrow I can show in live as well. You can check the ThinkSpeak. There is clearly giving MathWorks and Python version. MS stands for Microsoft. Macro in Microsoft can be called as machine learning. See, macro is a concept. Machine learning is here. In macro, we will give the instructions. User will give the instructions. Where in the machine learning, automatically the machine will take instructions. We will train in one way. That's it. Once we train at the time of training itself, we will give. Once the machine got trained means automatically detect. For example, nowadays we already trained. If I show you the brush means immediately you will say brush. If I show you the pen means you will say pen. I don't need to train you. There's a difference between the machine learning and the macros in the thing. Yes. Tomorrow I will say the exact version what I'm using. Even though if you're having MATLAB 2019, tomorrow I will show you that's why nowadays we need to go for online platform that will be up to date. So each and everything will be updated. So you want to check it out, okay? Once I log into the ThinkSpeak account, I can know the exact version of that one. If you have the MathWorks ID, you can access. You need to have the MathWorks ID. Yes. We require a MathWorks ID. In that ID, you can go for subscription or etc. etc. They'll get it. I recommend those who are from other background as well. Interactive. You try to understand and try to practice it, then only will come. If you sit idly or if you be quiet means you won't get it out. I'm suggesting that's it. I'm not saying that you are simply sitting and listening. I'm just saying when something is new for us means human brain automatically will get discouraged. So somehow we need to get focus. So some math works, depending upon our requirement, we need to purchase it out. We need to get the license. Some things will be free, some things will be paid. As I'm using the ThinkSpeak platform, ThinkSpeak, what is the problem there is? ThinkSpeak itself, they purchase the math work and they're doing themselves. I created an account in the ThinkSpeak. With the ThinkSpeak, I can use the math work. But what is the problem in that means, if the sensor value sensed at 12 o'clock means the value will be reached to the cloud after 12 seconds, not immediate thing. That is the free version. If you go for the paid version means within seconds it will respond. That is the between free and paid versions. That is the experience I have. And ThinkSpeak and the math work. So each and every math work in the MATLAB 12 minutes slow will be there. Might be, yes. Any other questions, please? Muthu sir, I hope we can
Yes,
wind
sir.
up.
We can wind up, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for explaining in detail, sir. So I hope that today class went very well. So tomorrow also we will continue the same thing, sir.
Yes, sure. Tomorrow, as I said, we will discuss about the loops, looping and the data structures. Once we're familiar with that, the data structures, we were using that in the machine learning, data set, etc. We will discuss tomorrow that. As I got the suggestion from Muthu sir, we extending 2 to 3 days. That's why
Today class was very neat, sir. So I hope my participant got a little bit idea. So today's went very well, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I recommend all of the participants, please go home and you practice once. By tomorrow, you will get very clear. And tomorrow, I recommend you to work parallelly. Whenever I show some slide, you try to type immediately. Then itself, you will get clarified whether it's working or not, what is what. And that's how we will do it out. Okay. Thank you. Thank you to all. See you tomorrow at 2:30. Thank you to all again.
Thank you, sir.